What is happening, everybody? It's your boy Reminisce, and I'm back with another beat breakdown. This one is for the single off my album R&B. Check it out. Link is in the description. There's also a playlist with all my music on there, so you can check that out. But let's get right into it. This whole concept of this album R&B was basically me being a 80s, 90s guy. I wanted that feel of the album to kind of have that 90s, early 2000s R&B feel. I'm talking ballads, love records. Yes, even some of it could be cringy. I agree. But that's what I was going for because a lot of stuff coming out now is just different. So let's start off with the drums first. I'm just going to quickly play a section of it right here. So I use some 808s and I'll show you those in a second here. So Cubase has a really nice drum editor, which I really like. And I showed this in a previous video when I did the beat breakdown of hookahs for my buddy Rob Dollars. But again, you can just basically drag and drop whatever samples you want here. So you got the kick, clap, hi-hat. And then you can go in here and actually go to the editor and you could program it. So when I play this, you'll see them actually go off. Right? Place them wherever you want. So that's basically the drum section. Just a bunch of drums that I have. And then I got this reverse cymbal thing going here. Nothing too crazy. Now let's get into the bass, which is two bass. I like to use different basses depending on how I feel. Typically the verse and the chorus, so I can differentiate between the two. So this one right now is a synth bass, which is Zenology's Rezo Bass 3. I love this synth, man. It's one of my favorite synths. Best bang for your buck, I think. If you got the money and you can buy this one, highly recommend it. So there's a patch right there. And then I'm just going to play this one right here. And then it repeats. There's the bass, and then the 808 is just a patch. Which one is this one? I can't remember which one this one is. Some sample that I had, but I'm not sure if you can hear this, but if you got your headphones on, you should be able to. So this is the 808. And if I open the notes here, you'll see it's just like two notes. That's all it's playing. Now if I play this with the drums, then here comes the 808. All right, so let's get into some of the music. As you can see, it's not that complicated of a record. There's some pieces and stuff, but this is the lead, which is a sample that I had from somewhere. I can't remember where I found this, but sort of what I call the lead. This is what the record was based on. I heard this, and I was like, okay, I gotta get this. I think this was from Splice, I'm pretty sure. And then you've got this piece right here, just a bunch of keys. Again, I believe that was from Spice, the sample. And then we've got these strings. Now these strings, I did play them, and then I bounced them, and then I imported them back in. I tried to find that session, but I couldn't because I did some manipulation with some EQs and stuff. I wanted a certain way, so I bounced them, then put them back in. And then we got some guitar. Again, this is another sample. I've got a lead here, but I didn't use it, so I'm not even going to play that one. And then every record of mine typically has a piano, so let's play some of the piano. And again, this is, what do we got? JD Piano off Zenology again. Like I said, I love this synth. Next one is Analog Lab. Let's see which patch is this one. I like to add different things and different bits to make a song a little bit different every 4-8 bars or so. These are just pads, I think, that come in. So that's these ones right here. All right. I think this is a guitar from Arcade. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. This plays underneath in the verses. That's that patch right there. This is a cool synth, actually. And then we also got some bells, which I believe is also from Arcade. Yep, some bells from Arcade, so let's listen to those. It's kind of cool because if you listen to the headphones, they do a little bit of panning, which is kind of nice. All right, so let's hear all the music together, kind of like how it comes in. So this is the intro of the record. And then right into the verse here. It's kind of bare. Trust me, I'll play everything with the vocals and stuff. You'll kind of hear what's going on. And then add a little bit of variation with the piano. And then the pads come in. Some other elements. Then the pre-hook, I add a variation here. See what I mean? With those strings. And then into the hook. Okay, and then let's play all that with the bass and drums and stuff, so you kind of have an idea of what the vibe or the instrumental of the record is. So I'll just start from back here. And then into the first verse. Right, kind of get the idea. And then some more elements come in. You've already heard this. Those pads. And then let's go right into the pre-hook here. Give some drama, you know, before the hook comes in. And then right into the hook. Alrighty, so let's get into some of the vocals. Alright, so let's get into some of the vocals. Here's the lead vocal. This is already, you know, recorded and tuned and everything. And I can show you kind of like how I record the vocals into the system. So I don't have a preamp or anything like that anymore. I'll get that later when I build my studio. But right now I just use software to record into. So this is Slate plugins. And that's my chain that I use to record my vocals. So it's basically a gate for any noise, a Neve preamp, and that's default. I don't touch anything. And then I go through the SSL EQ. And right now you see some EQ settings because what you're hearing right now is my voice through this. So I wanted to EQ it so it's final. I don't have to mess with it later. But typically all these are set to, you know, nominal or 0. I don't touch any of this. And then I have this classic 1176 compressor on here. And that's where I record my vocals through. So everything you hear has been recorded through this. And I don't mind recording with, you know, some compression. I'm typically hitting, you know, just below 3, just, you know, to tame the vocals a bit. But so here's the lead vocal.
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਨੇੜਿਓਂ ਲੰਘਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਖੇੜ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ.
And then in the verses, I do these kind of like riffs and runs. It's kind of 90s, 2000s, early 2000s sort of thing, where in the verses, I'm, you know, singing over top of the verse with like these things. I'll show you.
Tell me what you want.
Right. And then for the hooks, it's just the same. It's just the hook sung 4 times. And then in the final mix, I'll pan them. But this is the hooks together.
ਦੱਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ. Tell me what you want from me. ਮੈਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ.
So let me play the hook with the riffs and runs, so you kind of get an idea of what I mean by, you know, when I'm singing over top. So here we go.
ਦੱਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ tell me what you want from me what you need ਮੈਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰ
Right? So that's kind of like my sort of style. And then let's go to the harmonies. So the way I record harmonies depends on the song. This one I did 2 normal, 2 falsetto, 2 low, sorry, 2 high, and then 2 low. So here's what they sound like separately. So these are the 2 normals.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
The falsettos. This is probably going to sound really brutal, but.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
And then I've got the highs.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
And then you got the lows.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
But together, and that's the nice thing about harmonies, they don't have to be absolutely perfect. When you layer them together, they sound deadly.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
Now, when I put that with the lead, you're going to hear.
ਤੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ
And then, like here in the hook, you'll hear them.
ਦੱਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ tell me
You see what I'm saying? So that's my vocal stack, which, you know, that's my recording process for it and kind of like what I do. Oh, yeah, I also forgot I got some ad-libs in here, just singing random words and stuff where I thought there was a nice little break. Like, for example, here, I'll place it with the lead so it makes sense. So you got this.
ਕਹਿਣੂ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ
And then over here, you got another one.
ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਤੂੰ ਆ ਜਾ
So that's kind of like not really throughout the song, but there's, you know, there's a bunch there. So let me play the vocals with everything all together. You kind of get an idea of what the feel of the record is.
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਨੇੜਿਓਂ ਲੰਘਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਖੇੜ ਖੇੜ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿਣੂ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ
Now, if you hear the full record, like the mix, like you'll see I got effects and stuff like that. But you get an idea of kind of like how I place my vocals. And then here is the hook with the riffs and runs and with some harmonies in it. And finally, we just got some vocal chops. Again, these are from Splice, I'm pretty sure. And just to, you know, add some variation into the record.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And I just doubled it. So if you put that in there together. So this is the intro. It's still the intro, but kind of a teaser with the beat. And then the verse.
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਨੇੜਿਓਂ ਲੰਘਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਖੇੜ ਖੇੜ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿਣੂ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਘਬਰਾਹਟ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ
And then I'll play the hook.
ਦੱਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ tell me what you want from me ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ tell me what you want from me ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ
And there you guys have it. That's the breakdown of my song Dhay off the album R&B. And if you guys like what you heard, hopefully you guys will have you'll get a chance to listen to the full album because there's some other golden gems on there. Stuff like this sort of flavor, that R&B vibe. It's how my head hears Punjabi R&B music today. And it's just, my reflection and my ode to the stuff that I grew up on. But yeah, man, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video, share it. I'll put up some more beat videos and some other stuff like that for you guys to check out. Until next time, folks, Shine Boy Reminisce. Peace out.